Madfut Generations. It's a game that all of us have been playing. Well, not actually all of us. All of us on iOS, because the game is still not out on Android. And in this video, I'm going to be trying to give you the best explanation for why it isn't out on Android, and also a time estimation on when it will be released. Because this game is really fun, and more than half of Madfut's audience can't even play it. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining some of the reasons why Madfut still have not released the game on Android, and also when we can expect to actually play it. Now, first, we need to establish the fact that Madfut Generations cannot be played on Android. That means that over 70% of all Madfut players cannot play this game. Now, if you're Madfut, that is very stupid. Although they said that the game is a fun little project, they are still making money from the game because there is still ads inside the game, which means that they wouldn't have a real reason to delay the game, right? It wouldn't actually make sense for them to delay the game because they are just losing money themselves. So we can put out the door that Madfut themselves are actually specifically delaying the game. But then we move over to Play Store. What most of us are thinking and what most of us are theorizing is that Madfut Generations is just taking a while to be verified on the Google Play Store. As we know from previous Madfuts, iOS always comes out before Android because Android does take longer to verify the game. Now, Madfut have uploaded a game for 3 to 4 years, right? So we'd expect them to be a verified developer on the Google Play Store, which would mean that they shouldn't have to wait this long for the game to release, especially more than a week. But as we know, the Google Play Store can be a little annoying to deal with, and it can take 1 to 2 weeks for the game to release. Now, there's also another thing, and that is about the copyright inside of the game. Now, this really doesn't make much sense because it's already out on iOS, but as we know from previous Madfuts and previous Pacey Bits, the copyrights in the game has been very bad. For example, if we were to play Madfut 21, there would be lots and lots of teams without badges, and also lots of nationalities just not even in the game. Now, this is due to copyright and Madfut receiving copyright infringements. But inside of Madfut Generations, every single player and every single nationality and even every single club and league are all in the game, and they are all in there perfectly. Now, like I said, this makes no real sense because Madfut Generations is already out on iOS, and we would expect iOS to be more strict with copyright policies, but that still could be a reason why they are struggling to get the game out on Android. Now, when could we actually expect the game to release on Android? Now, for me personally, I have no official date for you or anything, and no one in the entire community has any official date for the game to release. But what we do know is that there's not going to be a beta. There is no time for the game to be a beta. Now, when the game first released on iOS, it had a beta for about 3 to 4 days, maybe even a week, and I had access to the exclusive beta, and some other people do, and those are the people who went onto Madfut's Instagram, and then they joined the beta through the test flight link. Now, we don't expect there to be a beta for Android because it's just too late, like I said, and we just want the game to be released to all Android players. But what we can expect, if the game is being held by Google Play Store just because of verification reasons and just because they have to verify the game, we can expect it to be out in the next week, which is still pretty bad, but it will be out in the next week. Now, if this is Madfut's decision not to release it on Android, I really do not know why, but we will not be expecting a statement from them just because they really don't talk to the community. So if the game just decides for whatever reason, if the developers decide, okay, we're not going to port this over onto Android, then we may never actually see Madfut Generations. Now, there is also another issue that Madfut may be taking into consideration, the cloud issue. As we know, Madfut Generations is ran off a new cloud database. Now, this cloud database allows us to have all of our storage inside of our accounts. Now, for me, this is absolutely sick. I can play Madfut Generations on my phone, and also I can play it on my laptop and also on different phones. Now, this would be the same for Android as well if the game was to release, but we have the threat of modders. And I don't think Madfut Generations and the Madfut developers have correctly protected their app. So maybe they're concerned about modders hacking into their database, giving every single player unlimited cards and unlimited coins, and they're trying to get down on their security. That may also be another reason, because as we know, iOS is extremely hard to mod, and literally no one makes any iOS mods. But on Android, we can access all of the Android files. I can access all of the Android files, and if we get into this database of every single player in the game, not only will we have every single player's cards and every single player's coins, and we can edit them and we can give all of them that, but from a safety perspective, we're going to have everyone's usernames and passwords for Madfut, for Google, and for Apple, right? So it could be a very big security concern for them with this new cloud database. And also a very probable reason, because they just don't want their audience to be hacked because of them, and the amount of legal issues they have to go through on top of ones from EAFC and actual football clubs just trying to sue them. it will just be too much, right? And they just want to ensure that the privacy and the security of Madfut Generations is perfect. But it is unfortunate that we can't play Madfut Generations on Android right now. Not only is most of the community are missing out on playing the game at all, the hype for it is dying down a bit, and we want everyone to play this as much as possible to build Madfut and to build the community as a whole. So hopefully this video did explain to you why Madfut Generations on Android isn't released yet, but if anyone asks me the question of why it isn't released yet, I'm going to be sending them this video, and you should be too. Anyways, that is all for today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy, and hopefully you got a bit of clarity on why the game isn't coming out right now for Android. Hopefully we can play it soon, and hopefully I'll see you all soon in the next video. Peace out, goodbye.